Check. Let's put the SIDE600 through its paces with a couple of different instruments. First up, let's look at this Stingray 5-string. If you know the Stingray, you should be used to the classic sound of players like Tony Levin, Timmy C from Rage Against the Machine, or Louis Johnson playing on the classic Michael Jackson albums. So the first thing I want when I switch the amp on is to hear that sound. Music Man typically has a lot of depth in the bottom, a lot of click up high, and a bit of a scoop in the mid-range. So the amp is flat. Yeah, it's delivering here. I've got enough depth in the bottom to bring out even notes on the B string, and I have enough click in the top that I can get a variety of different styles from pop stuff up to aggressive pick playing and slap playing. That's just with the amp on flat. So let's start messing around with EQ and see what we can do. If I've got a pop gig, that's a great sound. If I want something a bit more old school, a Motown vibe or a 70s classic rock thing, I'm going to roll the treble off, turn the groove up. This should warm up the sound and take the high end out. If I wanted to go for something like a dub reggae vibe or some contemporary dance stuff, I want really deep bass sound in this. Keep the treble down, maybe take the mids back a little. And I can either use the B string or boost the bass, or a little bit of both. This is going to give me a really big meaty sound. So you can hear with that, it's almost pure bass in it. No top end coming through, just the really large deep low end. Pick players and slap players generally want something that's got a little bit more brightness in it. I'm going to keep the mid-range down, bring the treble back up to 0 and turn the slap boost on. This is going to give me a pick sound that's really going to cut through, so think of guys like Geddy Lee, Matt Freeman from Rancid. This should give me the brightness to cut through the mix against distorted guitars. Yeah, it's got that buzzsaw top end we're looking for. If you're playing slap, if you're a rock player, a lot of the time you might use a plectrum. So you want this sort of top end that's going to cut through the rest of the band. Loads of distorted guitars, lots of cymbals going on, the bass can get lost. Sticking in the slap button here gives me enough poke in the top end to really cut through. It's not to say that the mid-range drops out. Say I turn on a little bit of distortion. I'm using an EBS multi-drive here. I've got the drive set up to about 3 o'clock, so it's going to warm the sound up a little bit, but give it a little bit of dirt. And yeah, you can hear with that you get enough of the definition in the dirt, but also enough of the depth in the bottom end. Finally, if you're a slap player, you'll want to keep the settings up like this. I've got the B string button switched and the slap button switched and the mids turned down. So this gives you that sort of classic scooped sound that you'd be used to hearing for a lot of slap playing. So all in all, I've run through the range of Stingray sounds there, from pop, old school soul, rock and funk, a little bit of pick playing, a little bit of slap, and it delivers all across the board. I can get a range of sounds enough that even if I've only got this one instrument, I can take this amp to a bunch of different gigs and still deliver authentic sounds.